to and where their tax dollars are going? But here, in the land of the free, our largest union is run by public school teachers.
Again, I stress this. Did anybody really vote on the war in Iraq, or was it just George Bush saying that we have to go there? I know Australia got pulled into it. I know we didn't want to go. And hell, I even knew that the weapons of mass destruction was total bullshit, even though I was like 12 at the time. So why is it that they get to choose where their tax dollars are going once it counts for education, but when it's going into war, and I know I'm stressing this, I know I'm probably pissing people off by saying it, but it is a big deal. It is a guy complaining about not being hard enough on the terrorists, and then complaining that the public school system is failing. God, what a wank.
Unless you're talking about teen abortions without parental consent, choice is a dirty word.
Again with abortion. I can't get it. I'm going to make a video about this, about how people have rights and a woman has right to kill the baby inside her. It's not really killing. You don't exist before you're born, and you don't exist after you're dead. Alright? No proof has ever had one person coming back to life. And if you think Jesus is enough, fuck. You prove a man could walk on water. Go on, prove it. You can't, because it's not possible. Jesus couldn't come back to life. Now look, I don't get this. Abortions, they're no big deal. But, alright. Choice is not a dirty word. You have the choice to be a right wing. You don't live in a communism. You don't live in a bad social government in which you don't have a choice. You do the job you're told to do. But you see it as a bad thing that school teachers don't have a choice. They do. They could always do another job. Fuck. You are annoying. You are piss annoying. You make my eyes bleed. They're not bleeding now, but they were the first time I watched this video.
My personal heroes, Ron Paul, has said that homeschooled kids understand the Constitution on average far better than public school kids. That makes sense.
Well, I don't know much about Ron Paul, but I do understand how a kid being homeschooled, being in a one-on-one situation with a teacher or a parental figure, can make him a little bit more knowledgeable about basic things. But is it really that well? I mean, you don't have enough people to sacrifice their time, effort, and energy to homeschool every single child in the US or in any other country. You'll notice that a lot of people have to actually work for their living, and for some people, public schools is the only option. So, what? You expect every parent to drop their job and try and homeschool their children? No, it's not going to work that way unless you want to homeschool them from the gutter. What's your point in this anyway?
Since our founding fathers were, after all, homeschooled.
And a lot of the founding fathers were agnostic. Do you mention this? No. Benjamin Franklin, George Washington, Paul, they all were agnostics. They wrote about it. They said it in speeches.
This year, an organization called Exodus Mandate has called on all Christian families to yank their kids out of the public education system immediately. And it's been a long time coming, brother.
Great, cause a huge problem. Instead of fixing the problem, of which putting more money, more effort, more energy into public school systems to make them better schools, no. Pull out the Christian students. That would be huge. That would be disastrous. 1 in 3 Americans are Christian. So why yank them out of school? Because they don't teach the Bible. Bullshit. If they want to teach the Bible, go to Sunday school. If you want to learn, if you want to become smart and educated, go to school.
Public education system cannot be reformed. Public education founder C.F. Potter stated that 1 hour of Sunday school cannot possibly stem the tide of 5 days of humanist education. You see,
public education can be reformed if it has enough money, enough willpower, and people are willing to let it change. Just like religion. Religion changes. It was once called Judaism. Now it's called Christianity. Judaism is still there, and Christianity is dominating. Reform is easy if you actually want it. Instead, you want to go back into the Dark Ages, where a priest is molesting small children and teaching about God-fearing shit. That's not how it works, alright? As for the 1 hour of Sunday school to 5 days of school, that's normal. Religion takes a back seat. You go one day to Sunday to church, and then you spend 5 days working or going to school. You don't go 5 days to fear God and do nothing but sit on your knees like an idiot and then go 1 day to work. That's not going to do any good. That's not going to support you. That's not going to support your family. That's not going to do anything good except piss people off.
At the beginning, the goal was never education. It has always been indoctrination. And that's why our kids know everything about sex and nothing about history.
Yeah, they know everything about sex, except they don't. See, education is about giving the child a brand vision of the world. Christianity is, this is the world, and God controls it. You have nothing to say. Religion is indoctrinating people. Yeah, and history, Crusades, Dark Ages, the witch hunts, the Spanish Inquisitions, all this bloodshed and murder and wars, all of it. It's all history. Why don't they teach that? Why don't they teach that when the Crusades went back to capture Jerusalem after the Islam agreed to the surrender, they went in and slaughtered everyone, man, woman, and child. Why? Because they were Islam. God. No. This guy is unreliable. He is stupid, he is foolish, and when he does come back, I'll make the 2 other videos. This has been a 2-part video of public education and how a right-wing nutter sees it. Alright, this is Big Bastard Roman signing off.